This is the Beginner Locksmith, and today I'm going on a little rant and my plans for the channel. Stay tuned. So I want to start talking about starting an automotive locksmith business, and I think I get the impression that a lot of you, based on some of the comments and messages I get through Instagram, that you think you're gonna just buy this equipment and you're gonna churn out money. And I just want to let you know it's not the case. I'm glad I made this choice, and I don't regret it one bit. You know, as I progressively see my income increase, you know, I've gotten better at this as well. It's not gonna be so simple. You know, I'm not doing as great as I would like to be doing, but at the same time, I have seen my income increase, and I know as long as I stick with it, as long as I grind, you know. But there are a lot of factors: the market in your area, and so on. You know, so I'm just letting you know with that. You know, and then to really make money, you're gonna need permits. You're gonna need all this other stuff. You know, you're gonna need to know how to do taxes and stuff, and you know that's a little tougher. You're gonna have to hire someone, which, you know, and it's not cheap, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. You know, so I'm just letting you guys know ahead of time. You know, don't think you're gonna turn out money just by getting this equipment, and if you do that, say you just do things off Craigslist or some other backwater site, you're not gonna do well at all. You may make a buck here and there, but it's nowhere near the money you want to make, you know, if you get this equipment. So I just so just my little rant about that. So be careful you partnerships. That's the next thing I want to rant about, right? So I partner with a used car dealership and the repossession company. I'll start with the used car dealership guy. That guy, I mean, he's okay, but he always kept on trying to get me to lower my price. You know, it always hurt him to pay me, and usually the times he did is because, like, the car he had, I remember this Jeep. It was the phobic. The buttons didn't work. It just turned on the car. So he asked me, "Hey, can you make a new vehicle, a new key for it?" And I'm like, "Okay." And each time it just hurt him. It was kind of annoying to get, like, my money out of him. And I'm not trying to do that. You know, when I handle 99% of the people, the other people that I've serviced, they were happy with my service. Just the standard person or even the repeats, they would pay because I got them out of a bad situation, or, you know, helped them out with a duplicate or whatever the situation is, right? You know, but this guy I always had to bug him to pay me, and, you know, after a while, you get fed up, you know, and he's always asking for, like, we're always negotiating, and that's one thing I don't really like either. I don't necessarily like to negotiate. I don't negotiate with customers. So when we did this partnership, I didn't really like he was always trying to talk me down prices, and it's just annoying for me, you know. So I just stopped that. I stopped that part, ended it, because, you know, he's a real cheapo, and, like, used car dealerships, I kind of get it now. They try to buy the cars on an auction, fix them up, but, you know, are they really fixing them up? I don't know. It's obvious he's trying to cut corners wherever he could, and I don't know. It's, you know, I didn't want to work with him anymore. You know, I don't want to work with someone who finds it hard to pay me. So that was it. Next was the repossession guy. You know, I was a small part of their operation, but still an important part. They came up to me. They told me their locksmith that they had was unreliable. I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't think that was the case anymore, to be honest, now that I work with them. The first job I did for them was for a non-transponder Ford, and I gave them 10% off of what I normally charge. I didn't mind. I was like, oh, whatever. If they're really going to bring me so much work like they claimed. It wasn't true, for one thing. It's never as much as they claimed. And then I did another car for them, a Toyota, and that one ended up being like around 20% off. Because they asked me, and I'm like, all right, whatever. And I noticed with each car, they kept on trying to go lower and lower. And they're really good talkers. I'm not gonna lie. He was a real good talker, the main guy. And, you know, And finally, he got me to this Kia. He wanted me, can you make a non-transponder key for it? Just a key. And I gave him the price. It was a price of a 10% off that I originally started with. And all of a sudden, he was trying to go lower. And he just sends me an emoji like it's like my friend says it's a sarcastic emoji. That's what he's basically trying to say. And then I'm like, okay. So I just didn't respond. A couple days later, he asked me, hey, can you do I just need a little key to turn the ignition. So when he said little key, in a way, he's kind of belittling my contributions. So to me, I'm like, you know what? I just told him, partnership's over. Just find another guy. If you do ever do me my help, it's gonna be my full standard price. And I just left it at that. We never talked again. So just be careful, because a lot of these like repossession companies or used car dealerships, they're real cheap. I'm sure there are guys that'll pay you a fair price, but most of these guys, they're cheapos. And while I'm on it, stay away from cheap customers. Don't bother with them. So I'm just gonna talk about my plans for the channel, right? So, I'm grateful for all the criticisms I get. Construction criticisms. I know I need to work on speaking. That's actually a criticism I've received my whole life. That I stutter too much, I speak too fast, this and that. I'm gonna try to work on that. Once you've picked up a habit, it's kind of hard to break. I've been doing this for years. When I speak in Spanish, for example, I've heard people that I speak too fast. They don't even know what I'm saying. And sometimes it sounds like I'm hyperventilating. At least I've been told by several people. So, I'll try to work on that. Thanks for the constructive criticisms that I received. And I do have received, I'm trying to improve my quality, but I'm not going to necessarily invest in this channel. I'm going to do everything I can with, the free editing software I use with my iPhone. I'm not going to buy any equipment. If I ever, say, if the YouTube channel ever produces income, I'll use that to improve the equipment, get equipment, go to GoPro, whatever. For now, I'm just gonna do what I can, how I can. I'll keep it like this. I'll get a stand if I ever get monetized, or if the YouTube channel somehow produces funds itself. Okay, and also I'm gonna try to upload more regularly on Sundays. I'll try to talk about a lot of things. I noticed my key programming videos are what get me those views, but despite that, I still kind of want to go over the older stuff first. I think it's important. Like next, I want to talk about this keyway, and you'll notice I'm gonna have a bunch of series going at the same time. Like I might have a started series on this one, even though this one's incomplete. I'm just gonna have to, but I'm gonna sort them out by playlists. You'll see. Kind of like I'm still not done with the Universal Key System playlist. I'm just going as as I get a chance to showcase everything. So yeah, this is one I may start soon. So stay tuned, and they're gonna be pretty much formatted the same, but talking about the different key with the. So it's gonna be formatted the same way as this one, but I'm gonna be talking about this key instead. And next week I'm gonna talk about all my equipment that I've got new things. I got this. That this is something I did not have when I initially made my video going over my equipment. I've gotten other things too, so I'm gonna showcase that next Sunday. Stay tuned for that. And so that's my plans for the channel. Stay tuned.